Alright, hello and welcome everyone to Season 15 Top 16 Phoenix Mirror match between nyxnyxnyx and IkomaQuant. It's a Phoenix Mirror. One of the players are using Scorpion Splash, and one of the players are using pretty standard Dragon Splash with Let Go Ancient Masters, Tattoo Wanderers, all that good stuff. I think the restricted list card for both players appears to be... No, it's Tadaka for the Dragon player and Charge for the Scorpion Splash player. Alright. Let's just check for a sec. So we do see nyxnyxnyx open up with Ethereal Dreamer, and I think it's that Nyx is on the... Which one of them is actually on the Odd Splash? Let's have a quick check. Sukune runs there. Sukune runs there. I don't know which one's on which. Alright. But I guess we'll see quite quickly. So Nyx reveals a 1-bid, so okay, so Nyx is on the Scorpion Splash, and that means that Nyx is going to try for a Dishonor win here. Which should be fine. Just gonna put something in the chat quickly to test. Alright, it appears chat is working fine. So Nyx chooses Ethereal Dreamer to give +2/+2 while the airing during the airing conflict. So this is going to be a pretty much straight up hard Dishonor here, and let's see if IkomaQuant has any sort of conflict characters or anything really to deal with this. Oof. Okay, find Shameful Display first conflict. That's not too bad. There's not too much you can do here defending this. So IkomaQuant doesn't run the charge. I'm actually gonna make this slightly larger. There we go. So no charge, and he can of course drop a conflict character and activate Shameful Display, or he can play Against the Waves. And we might have some issues here. Seeker of Void Nyx. Seeker of Void. Alright, so well, yeah. Okay, so there's some list issues here. Cool. Let's see if we can get the correct list from Nyx here. Okay. Just gonna have a quick look at that. Alright, so this is a Seeker of Void. It is still on Scorpion Splash. Maze of Illusions. Good Omen. Interesting list. Still on charge. Okay. Could be interesting game. Yeah. It's really up to IkomaQuant here to like say no or whatever. But yeah. I mean from a like purely entertainment perspective, I would rather see the game played out, but I do believe it's IkomaQuant's right to just go, hey, this is actually not your list. I just win. But he'll have to get an admin in. I haven't casted any of Nick's previous games, so I cannot say if this is the case or not, but I don't think Nick would just flat out lie about it. It perhaps is not great that he updated his other list, because that's awkward for everyone involved. I mean, the spirit of the deck is kind of the same regardless. Dishonor win, Scorpion Splash, but we'll see what comes out of it. Let me just be the first to say that any Phoenix player running Kyuden Nisawa and Maze of Illusion, I don't like you. Not on a sort of like actual dislike you as a person, but I dislike your choices in life. Alright? Maze of Illusion is such a rage-inducing card in my opinion. Yeah. Well, alright, so we're just wait. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't suppose there's any Discord League admin in chat right now. That perhaps is speaking with IkomaQuant. Yeah, can we... Alright, so we should probably just get a confirmation from league admin at this point that a text list from Nyx, because he was a fool. It appears, and updated his submitted link, which is just wonky. It's so... I've done it myself, honestly, and it's just it sucks, right? Because you don't think about it. You go like, oh, I'm gonna tinker with this list I have, and then you sort of like, I'm gonna save it separately, and then you forget to save it separately, and then it's updated, and then someone looks at the list and go like, oh, this is what I'm facing, and then turns out it's not what you're facing, and that is sort of like a rules violation. Okay. Yes. Alright, so I definitely see both perspectives here, where IkomaQuant is a bit blindsided about this, and Nyx is like, oh, this is not a big deal, it's basically the same list except a different role, right? We should just play it out. Even though it sucks for Nyx here, I do kind of fully say that it's probably going to be up to IkomaQuant here about how to handle this thing. But they should definitely get a league admin involved at this point. Okay. I guess we'll just sit around and wait for a little bit. Tell me, chat, who do you think will win this game? Phoenix or Phoenix? Leave your bet in the chat now. I do find it interesting that Phoenix has started playing Sukune again, because Sukune was for a long time just a potato, just an absolute potato. The problem is there's so much other stuff you want to cloud in Phoenix now that you can't really bother about Sukune, and then Sukune is just pure value even if she's dishonored. she's like, she's basically a Tutori or Hotaru that doesn't even have to be in a conflict. That can just be a palace, big palace. It's honestly a cool clan champion, in my opinion. Let this be a lesson to everyone that watches. If you make it to the Discord League Cup, please do not accidentally update the submitted list. It will cause nothing but problems for everyone involved. I have done it, and I did lose that game because of it, and it was my fuck up. So yeah, do basically what Anil does and save it as a copy of test, because then you don't touch the copy and you just keep tinkering away with your test list or whatever, and you have your copy pristine on the side. And it's really easy to go, oh, I'm not going to change my list, and then, you know, a pack comes out or whatever, or you figure out that, oh, this card I actually don't want to run after a while, and you kind of forget that that is the list you actually submitted. It's just, make it easy on yourself. Just save it separately as a copy whenever you're about to submit it to the Discord League. That way, could avoid this sort of stuff. So the thing is here, if we're gonna look at the board right now, so what it's going to come down to here is basically who has the most against the waves, and especially if we're gonna have a quick look at the IkomaQuant's list here. So this is the IkomaQuant's list. How many? He runs 6 conflict character. An Ancient Master is excellent here to defend the Shameful Display. He could have three Shrine Maidens and a Tattooed Wanderer. I guess you want to save the Tattooed for Covert, really. Shrine Maidens is decent to just find, you know, more. Oh, Wholeness of the World. Hello. That's spicy. That's actually really spicy. Wow. Some cool art on that card. I don't think I've actually ever seen it. And if we just have a quick look, here's the other list. I think Meisava is a very underestimated card. He's actually a really, really strong courtier. Oh, Awakened Tsukumogami. That is a spicy card. That's actually a really spicy card. You play that and then you use the Fate on the Airing to play Maze of Illusions, maybe, or Fate on the Firing to play Display of Power or Consumed by 5 Fires. What else is there that actually costs? Oh, Water for Against the Waves. Yeah, okay. I kind of like it. Cloud the Mind, that's also air. Okay. Awakened Tsukumogami. That would be interesting to see that played. Yeah, this could actually be a really cool game if it happens. This could be a really cool game if it actually happens. So basically what needs to happen is IkomaQuant just needs to basically avoid getting unopposed air losses, or just unopposed losses in general. And next turn he's going to start to just develop a very solid board. And then he's going to use that board to slowly roll over Nyx, I guess. But Nyx is basically... I mean, this is a big character, all things considered. This is a 3-3. Pretty much at all the times he's going to be relevant, and he's going to stick around for 2 more rounds, and he still has 4 fate. I can imagine that this is going to be quite a slog of a game. It's going to come down to whoever's restricted list card does best, I guess. It is either going to be Charge or Tadaka. Actually, we're gonna make this slightly smaller again so we can get both players in like that. The library here is actually pretty big for Nyx as well, because he bid 1, so we actually got to draw 2 cards. IkomaQuant bid 4. So we can see the hand size is 6 to 8, so there's only 2 cards difference, right? And if IkomaQuant actually has to drop a conflict character here to defend, that goes down to 6 to 7. And more than likely, even with a Shameful Display activation, this conflict character is not going to be enough to win the conflict, right? So Nyx is going to win the conflict, and then if Quantis want to do anything else, he has to drop another conflict character, right? And then they're down to even cards. Yeah, when this ends, when this game ends, I'm definitely going to tell you guys that joined here to go and watch. Actually, you should probably do that right now while we're sticking around. I mean, you can always have 2 Twitch windows open, right? So Hisu Gaming is currently streaming the top 8 of Atlanta Kotei. I don't know if it's Hisu Gaming commentating today, but yesterday Pimitens was helping out, commentating the Swiss rounds. Maybe Pimitens is sticking around helping with commentary today as well. You should definitely check those guys out while you wait for something to happen here. They are some really cool dudes. I have very briefly met with them at one point, but I doubt they remember me. They have some pretty good production quality though. Their stream is very nice, and they do some nifty little streams every now and then. When it's not tournaments, they just do some Chikoku playing and talking through what they're doing. You should definitely head over there and give them a follow and watch that if you want some L5R action right this second. I actually don't know if that's going on right now or if it's between rounds or whatever, but it's a top 8 of the Atlanta Kotei. It's pretty cool. Alright, so IkomaQuant wants 10 or 15 minutes and then he wants to continue. Cool. I don't really think there's anything more to talk about right now regarding the opening. I mean, solid opening for Nyx, Palace, and Forgotten Library. Do we actually have... what did he run? Does he... Alright, so here's a few things to keep in mind of here. So he runs before the throne. That could be huge. If you just blindly attack into an unknown province and hits before the throne, that's not great. Awaken Tsukumogami, I would love to see that get played. Asako Diplomat is very interesting. That's more dishonor tech. That's a lot of holdings. That's 11 holdings. Goblin Sneak is interesting. Right, sorry, I'm back. So, that's the interesting part of this list, basically. Other things to keep to keep a lookout for is the triple censures and double calling in favors. I don't think double calling in favors is really going to realistically do anything here. It just means that whatever Cloud the Mind gets put down is probably going to be stuck, more or less. Good Omens is pretty spicy. Maze of Illusion is aggravating, really aggravating. Alright, so, and on the other side, stuff to look out for. I mean, calling in favors, stealing, fine katanas or 1-8 fans, or even the Tattooed Wanderer, I guess, is fine. Still a lot of holdings. There's nothing really to say here. I really do like the Path of Man for economy option once Embrace the Void got removed. Double display of power. Yeah, nothing really too special. Right. So, while we wait, is there anyone in the chat that has an update on the Atlanta Cote? What round there are now and stuff? That would be pretty interesting. I don't really want to switch over to that myself right now. I guess I can check it out on my phone. Okay. Right, so Hiso Gaming is live currently. I'm gonna mute myself for a little bit while we wait for the two competitors to get ready. I will be with you shortly. Okay, right, for people who are wondering which other channel I'm talking about. Twitch.tv/ he's let's see, I don't want to misspell this. He's who gaming. That should be it. I'm just gonna click this for myself and see. Yep, that's the right one. Cool. Wait, backhanded? Oof. Aha! Alright, that's spicy. His fade list has interesting parts. Alright, it appears the contestants is ready to get back to it. Over at Hisu Gaming, there's a Scorpion versus Dragon. I think this is a top 4 match with Steve Palumbo against James G. Going. That's also cool, but we're back to, I guess, us. Okay, so Nyx does attack, wins unopposed air, steals 1, breaks Shameful, gets rid of Shiba Sikune. Right, we're back in it. We're back in it. Do we get to see a conflict character drop here from IkomaQuant to... Nope, they passed their conflict. Are we going to see a attempt to get an unopposed from Nyx? Nope, he passes. He's just going to pass this one out. Going to grab the favor. Hopefully trying... I think he's gonna try and find some censures and stuff. Now, since this is the last conflict of the round, dropping a conflict character here wouldn't be too bad. Just try and, you know, gain some, I guess, like an Earthring and gain some harder card advantage here from IkomaQuant. Yeah, and there we see the Ancient Master. Ancient Master is not enough to just stand on their own to win favor because of Imperial Palace. So he needs to actually go for, yeah, he goes for a ring. I would go, yep, under Forgotten Library. Perfect. See what's under there. Yeah, this is about as good a ring as you can go for, and it's always upholding authority. Right, so while you do want to break this province, you kind of don't want to break this province perhaps now. Oh, we do see a Maze of Illusion. Is he going to guess right? He guesses it wrong. And I think that might be it. Oh boy, Maze of Illusion. That card infuriates me. It is so annoying, and it's even here's the point. Like, Maze of Illusion is even annoying if you guess it right. Even if you guess it right, it's super annoying. I've seen Maze of Illusion getting guessed right 4 times in a row. 4 times in a row in one conflict, and it was still tilting to the player that guessed everything right. Okay, so Asako Diplomat. This is a character I don't see much place anymore. What's the other one? There's another Phoenix character that's like a 0-3 that just forces you to lose an honor if you make 2 conflicts. I think that's probably perhaps a better character. Alright, so... Okay, so Eugenia, so I guess in this situation you want to hit with Void Ring, Void Dreamer, and then Kill Dreamer, which is fine. Nyx passes first, so sort of like a reverse econ round for Nyx here. Interesting. We do know he has a Maze of Illusion to play with Kyuden Izawa straight away. And we see the Forgotten Library, draw 1. And I guess Nyx probably has, in this situation, maybe one card, one Censure in hand that he can cancel stuff with. Fantastic. So a 3-1 bid. So IkomaQuant drops down to 4 honor. That's a little bit scary. So we do see Ethereal Dreamer get extra stats while the Earth Ring is being contested. Alright, we're going to equalize that card advantage. Solid tactic. And we do see the Void Ring gone for first by Eugenia. And he's going for the Imperial Palace. And it's before the throne. Ooh! Not only do you pretty much have to pump to break that, but also that means you lose 2 honor. Censure and Goblin Sneaks gets discarded by Shrine Maiden. That's not a great Shrine Maiden. It's not a terrible one, but it's not exactly what you wanted to see here. So we do see court games from IkomaQuant to honor Eugenia. Are we going to see against the waves bows? Are we going to see the against the waves bow off here? Just against the waves, or against the waves, to against the waves, to against the waves, or not? That's going to be the real question. If Quant passes here, I imagine Nyx is just gonna instant pass as well. We do know that 1 Century is burned from a Shrine Maiden. I do know a Goblin Sneak is burned from Shrine Maiden. Ah, okay, so Clarity of Purpose first. So he basically double hedging his bets. He wants to ready Eugenia and then not get Eugenia bowed. So it's expensive, but it's a safe tactic. Cloud the Mind. Do we have a let go? Because Nyx doesn't care if he just gets voided. He just wants to get voided and removed. Okay, so Essential gets discarded. He finds consumed by 5 fires, and Path of Man. Path of Man is currently active, so he can gain a bunch of money back. He is currently breaking. I think Nyx is fine with his breaking. He goes down to 2 honor. Yeah. Breaking before the throne takes 2 honor. That's not great. Eugenia is still standing. That's slightly better. Do we get to see... So... I'm a bit surprised that we didn't see a... Maze of Illusion played from Nyx here on the Shrine Maiden. If he manages to dishonor this Shrine Maiden, that could have been it. It could have been it for this round, for this game even. But here we see, so Ethereal Dreamer goes in, Earth Ring that he wanted, onto Manicured Garden. He just wants to get that hand sizes equalized. Are we going to see a defense here from IkomaQuant? Actually, I'm going to have to take a quick look. During a conflict, choose a participating character. So it's not even just attacking or whatever. Alright. So here's Eugenia defending military. So Eugenia is a 4 against the 4 of the Ethereal Dreamer, so he's going to have to waste another card. He's going to have to waste another card to prevent the win of the ring. Banzai gets played, and he chooses not to lose honor. And Against the Waves gets played from this card, insta-bowing Eugenia. Are we going to see Against the Waves from IkomaQuant here? We know he has it. He's gonna have to use box, perhaps, to do it. Is he going to use his stronghold to unbow Eugenia? Ooh. Yeah, he uses his stronghold to play Against the Waves, but it's cancelled by a censure. Alright, so Nyx did have a censure in hand. That's 2 out of 3 censures gone. So currently Manicured Garden is breaking. And he gets to trigger the Earth Ring. That's not great. That's not great. This Ancient Master can't do anything unless he uses another pump or gets re-honored. And then the Shrine Maiden can go in and just win the air or the firing. Oh wow, this is looking very dark for IkomaQuant here. He is very much sniffing on a dishonor loss here. Let's see what the Earth Ring discards. And he discards a Display of Power at random. That is big. That is potentially huge because of airing or firing, just defending against those. Oh wow. So hand sizes are 5-5 now. Oh, we do see another Against the Waves. Wow. He had it. He had another Against the Waves. Now he has to go for something like air or fire. But wait, if Nyx has Display, if Nyx has found Display of Power, I think that's it. If he has one of those, that's just death for Quant. He goes for fire. He's going to try and re-honor the Ancient Master. Oh, does Nyx have the Display? Where did you even go? You go for the Upholding Authority. That's really bold. That's really bold. If Nyx has the Display here, he just goes, alright, you break, I discard cards from you, I dishonored... Oh yeah, that, I think... Oh wow, that is... cool. Alright, so charges puts in Solemn Scholar. And the Earth Ring is already won by Nyx since previously, and that means the Solemn Scholar gets to bow Eugenia for free unless he gets Cloud the Mind. Do you Cloud the Mind? Oh, he doesn't have it. He guessed he didn't have it. So Solemn Scholar bows Eugenia. And now all Nyx has to do is win the Air Ring. I mean, unless Quant has the last Display of Power in his deck in his hand somewhere. He just have to win the Air Ring here to win the game. Water. Ladies and gentlemen, I am confused. Why water? Is it a favor grab again? I think it's a favor grab. I can't think of anything else. It's a favor grab, but why wouldn't you just go for winning the game? Surely you would have just gone for winning the game. Why wouldn't you go air here? Are you afraid of the last display of power that Quant can have? I guess he was. I guess he was really afraid of the last display of power. Huh. I disagree with that decision. I think you definitely just go for the win there. You go for the win. And... oh, meddling mediate. Did we actually see that in his list? I can't remember seeing it. Oh, and here we see Tadaka. Tadaka is potentially the savior here. So, meddling mediator gets played. It means Quant is basically locked out of conflicts for the rest of the... two double conflicts for the rest of the game. We do see a Psycho Diplomat played. Are we just gonna see Quant pass here? This is such a weird game. We see Yojimbo played. So Nyx does get passing fate. And Eugenia gets duped. Draw phase. There's only going to be a 1-1 bid here. Do you just go for the airing here on meditations? Just slam in air and try to win this? Can you even win this as Nyx? Yeah, apparently we're trying to win the airing. Military air. On meditations. Alright, we're going for it. Yojimbo can block something. There's no more Cloud the Mines to be played. Yeah. This should be pretty easy to defend by Quant. I don't know why he didn't just go airing last turn. There was no point not going for it, I don't think. And the Yojimbo defends. So it's currently 3-2. Nyx has to do something to go above. No, we see it's now 7-2. Scratch that, is Tadaka comes in, it's 8-2. Nyx passes. So he just wanted to force something to happen. I don't know. So is he's switched over to a super long term, I'm gonna get you with a random thing here, like he just wants IkomaQuant to forget about something like meddling mediator. I mean, it's not unheard of that could happen. But the board is actually kind of scary for Quant at this point. The board for Nyx is less scary. Way less scary. And if you're going to farm province, why don't you go for this province? This should either be vassal fields or it should be upholding authority. So I definitely think you go for that one if you're just gonna farm instead of meditations on the Tau. And question is we're going to see Quant here do a conflict at all? So Quant chooses to pass the conflict opportunity, Nyx chooses to pass their conflict opportunity. Is he just gonna lock this game down? Is that the point? Just gonna lock this game down to a long and drawn out, hey, as soon as I accidentally win the air ring, I'm gonna win thing? But the favor is gonna pass over, so Kansas is going to be active for Quant this turn. And the air ring here, the air ring is big, and he can easily play just first action, clarity of purpose, easy. Euduring's Curse. So you just want to kill the board quickly. But this fan is going to be alright, so I think Quant is slowly stabilizing. And next turn he gets to activate Tadaka like first conflict by going just Earth. Yeah, this is just going to be a clarity of purpose. There's no point cancelling this, regardless of what it is, because you don't care. What's in here is only Maze of Illusion, basically. Censure, Charge, and Maze of Illusion is turned off. I still think not going for air last round, last conflict, was a mistake by Nyx. We'll see. When he breaks the opposing authority, we get to see if he had a display of power in his hand or not. Right, so he didn't actually play Clarity of Purpose. He changed his mind. Nyx loses 1 order for not defending. He does get to use Upholding Authority here to break. Double considered by 5 fires, Banzai Censure. So Banzai is basically dead. Censure gets discarded because he's going to have that next turn. 5 fires is basically off anyway, so he should 100% have gone air last round and just gone for the win. I would have won in the game. Nyx missed lethal. Oh my. And here we see Quant getting the favor. Both are now going to draw 2 cards. So we do see no, not both are not going to draw. Both players are only going to draw 1 card from now. I still put Quant slightly ahead at this point. Let's see what we can have here. My Sava is good. Yeah, this is what you do here as Nyx. Do you hope to find the display of power and just play it on an air ring? Because you got rid of the censure. I think that's that's 2 censures. I think that's all the censures that Quant runs. So you basically just hope that he's going to balls it up and go air, right? And then you display a power. And then you win. Unless he gets like a firing first. Yeah, it's an interesting situation because Tadaka is basically just going to go Earth every time and just keep getting a card advantage. And Sadaka combined with Scholar, that's just backbreaking, really. You're not gonna stop this onslaught. And there's so little fate on the character on Nyx's side. Is he expecting this game to end this round? What is he going to do with all that fate then? He plays a naked Maesava. Interesting. How is this going to play out? It's honestly a super awkward situation for both players involved here. What do you actually go Earth here first with Tadaka just to turn off like the Maze of Illusions? I mean, the charge is already turned off because nothing is showing. The Sentry is already turned off because he doesn't have the favor. Do you even care about Earth here? Are you scared? Are you scared about like getting hit by multiple Maze of Illusions? It's a rough one. You really can't go air. It's super odd because if you go air, you probably just lose the display of power, and you definitely don't want that. Right, so IkomaQuant uses Ethereal Dreamer to get extra during the Earth conflict. And Nyx uses Ethereal Dreamer to get extra during the air conflict. Right, so Nyx is just going to try and close it out with a big air attack. Is IkomaQuant going to be able to hold? Is the big question. The problem is Earthing here also turns on Solemn Scholar. It's such a big deal, really. So you could... Yeah. Yeah, this is super awkward for Nyx. Well, you've already used Ethereal Dreamer on the Earth Ring, so I guess you just go Ethereal Dreamer and try and hit something? And it has to probably be military, because if it's a political ooh. Oh, this is a mistake. Eugenia. Oh, this is too big. Too big committing. If you commit all this, you just swing... Oh, wait, he's going to use Declarative Purpose. Yeah, okay, never mind. So he's going to use Declarative Purpose to keep Eugenia standing, and then whatever Nyx swings back with, he's going to be able to defend both military and political. Or is he not? Basically, if Quant ever screws up and forgets about Meddling Mediator, he just loses as well. He could cloud it. It's not too bad, honestly. But then he has to be afraid about calling in favors. Right, so Ethereal Dreamer and so... Oh. Alright, we do see an Earth. It would be a huge mistake not bringing the Ethereal Dreamer since you activated Dreamer on Earth. So, if we do see Eugenia and Dreamer, I imagine we're going to see Clarity to keep Eugenia standing. Okay. So now The problem is shameful, I guess. Oh, and you know, this is actually really clever. You can defend this profusely because if Quant goes for a second conflict, you instantly activate Mediator and win the game. So he has to pre-cloud the Mediator. Alright, clarity of purpose actually goes down. So that's fine. So Quant is definitely 100% going to win the favor, but he's probably not going to win this conflict. Nyx passes, so he's not going to activate Shameful Display right now. Alright, so that's a huge Supernatural Storm. Against the waves. On Tadaka. Spicy. That is super spicy. On Tadaka. Why not cancel that with Yojimbo? Oh, Assassination. Okay, Assassination on Solemn Scholar. Okay, this suddenly turned a whole lot more interesting. That you cancel with Yojimbo, surely. Surely you cancel that with Yojimbo. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Alright, so it does get cancelled by Shiba Yojimbo, and then Shameful Display gets triggered, and then another Supernatural Storm is played. Now Nyx has to do stuff. Okay, Mediator steals on its fan, so he's currently up. What about... Alright, so I think that might have been a mistake, because if IkomaQuant just has a single Cloud of Mind now, he can safely do a second conflict. But we shall see. Right, we do see Air going for Meditation on the Tau. He's going military. He's going to have to defend with, I guess, Yojimbo. And something else to make sure. Against the waves in discard, against the waves removed. He could have one more against the waves in hand, potentially. There could be buffs from Nyx here to do stuff. And he defends with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 against 3. A Banzai could potentially win the game here. But we do know IkomaQuant has a Banzai to respond to this with. But I think we're going to see... Yes. Maze of Illusion. Maze of Illusion. And he guesses correctly, so Yojimbo is still standing. Does he have the third maze in his hand? Does he have the third maze in his hand? Alright, he does not, so he did not win that air conflict. He did not have a pump, he couldn't outbeat that board by Quant. do we have a conflict character from Nyx? We do! Shrine Maiden! Shrine Maiden goes down! Oh, and he finds display of power but discards court game for shame. Oh my, oh my, oh my, my. A fire ring here. If there isn't a conflict character in IkomaQuant's hand, this could be... this. You definitely go fire here, right? You go fire. And that's it! Quant doesn't have a conflict character in hand. Nyx goes in with a Shrine Maiden, and that's an unopposed. Wow. That's it. That's it for the game. The Dishonor win goes to nyxnyxnyx. Cool. That was... I mean, IkomaQuant was definitely teetering on the edge there for a couple of turns, and it's so scary because you don't dare go for an airing, right? You need an airing to get back in the game, but if he has a display of power, that's it, that's over. But if you don't go for it, he also just gave him more turns to find a display of power. Alright, for everyone that's watching, I still recommend that you head over to Hisu Gaming. Oh, that's a lot of people telling me stuff. We'll take a look at that later. I am probably just going to go ahead and send you guys over to Hisu Gaming. Let's just take command raid Hisu Gaming. All of my 5 viewers. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time.